I know this is something that I have spoken to you before about, and I want to highlight particularly the issue of concern to parents with young children, and was recently covered by the Consumer Show on RTE. It's about liquid detergent tablets, a fairly innocuous household product that maybe a lot of people here are familiar with, have bought and used. Liquid detergent capsules are growing in popularity. They're very handy, they're compact, they're mess-free, they're brightly coloured, and here lies the problem. Unfortunately, their design and their size makes them irresistible to toddlers in particular. And what we've seen is that, however, the liquid inside the tablets, although may be very effective at cleaning clothes, is actually incredibly harmful and has been the cause of significant number of severe eye injuries for young children. At least several brands of these particular detergent pods contain alcohol, which combined with other ingredients can destroy the tissue on the cornea of the eye. There are indices of up to 80% of the layers of the corneas being burnt off by this liquid. However, and here is the difficulty, these products are simply only labelled as irritants, and so don't warrant and maybe bring the attention and due concern that is really needed. This, in my opinion, is a technicality because the tissue that's damaged can regenerate in 21 days. However, the doctors have pointed out that, yes, this is reasonable to assume that it will regenerate in 21 days, but in those 21 days, the child is in extreme pain or discomfort. A child that is burned by the chemical in the liquid detergent tablets could face a lifetime of impaired vision and discomfort. An ophthalmic surgeon from Temple Street Children's Hospital, Mr. Ian Flintcroft, is so concerned at the dangers of these capsules that he's recently co-authored a letter to the Lancet Medical Journal calling for the introduction of childproof containers for these products. Because these detergent tablets are so attractive to children, and as parents will know, is difficult to keep an eye on a child at all times, Mr. Flintcroft believes that these products should be simply labelled as unsuitable for homes with young children. I certainly don't believe that a simple label saying irritant really conveys the level of threat and risk that these liquid detergent tabs pose to young children. In 2011, and this is the most alarming statistic alone, the Irish National Poisons Information Centre received 144 inquiries from parents over incidents from detergent tabs, making them the most common source of poisoning. This is a very high figure, Minister, and one I believe that we need to address.
The Deputy has 1 minute remaining.
Having been approached by the Consumer Show on RTE, I have to admit that I was shocked, as I think you would be, Minister, at the severity and the scale of the problem. Some of the manufacturers have said that they'll improve labelling and packaging, but I'm concerned that this doesn't go far enough. The Irish Cosmetics, Detergents and Allied Products Association have promised new changes in packages and/or the tabs in response to the growing concerns through a stewardship programme. However, I believe we need to go further. I would ask you, Minister, what can we do as legislators on this issue, and can the Department step in and ask for a change to the labelling on this packaging, considering the high numbers and the fact that it accounts for the #1 cause of household poisoning currently in the country?
Thank you, Deputy. The Minister has 4 minutes.
Thank you, Cathaoirleach, and I'd like to thank the Deputy for raising the matter. I have a technical response, so with your indulgence, in relation to the issue of children ingesting detergent liquid tabs.
My indulgence was not appreciated the last time, Minister, on this side.
Okay, I take that point. I understand that the National Poisons Information Centre was in contact with the Health and Safety Authority as the competent authority for the detergent regulations last August-September, as they were concerned about the number of incidents reported, as highlighted by the Deputy, involving children and liquid detergent tablets. More than 50% of the inquiries to the Poison Centre's helpline related to incidents where these liquid tabs involving children, with the majority being between 1 to 3 years old. These products are small, with a soft texture, as we know, which means that they are easy for children to pick up and squeeze. I'm stating the obvious there, and to put into their mouths. The National Poisons Information Centre were also aware of a report in the media in 2012 from Scotland reporting 5 children, all under the age of 2, who were admitted to hospital over an 18-month period as emergencies with stridor, or an abnormal breathing sound indicative of a blockage in the throat, and drooling after biting into one of these liquid detergent capsules. As a result of this, the information from the UK treatment guidelines now advise that children, and I quote, children aged under 5 years who are asymptomatic, but have been exposed to this product within the last 2 hours should be referred for medical assessment. Therefore, it is essential that parents and guardians contact the National Poisons Information Centre for advice if their child ingests a liquid tab. And in response, the HSA met with the National Poisons Information Centre and with the manufacturing companies who are placing these products on the Irish market to discuss the issues arising. The HSA also brought the matter to the attention of the EU Commission and colleague EU member states. In response to its engagement with industry on the issue, all of those that are placing these products on the market in Ireland signed up to the Voluntary Product Stewardship Programme in December 2012. This involves commitments to change the packaging, to reduce the visibility of the capsules, to restrict access to the capsules by small children. This programme also covers product information and communications about keeping these products out of the reach of children, as well as an awareness campaign designed to keep such products along with household chemicals out of the reach of children, which is being prepared by the National Poisons Information Centre with the engagement of industry. All product packaging changes should be in place by June 2013. The HSA and the National Poisons Information Centre are continuing to monitor and review the progress of this product stewardship plan on an ongoing basis. As recently as last month, the HSA met with the IBEC industry representatives and were updated on proposals in hand with the National Poisons Information Centre concerning awareness plans for these products, along with progress on changes to packaging of the products. At EU level last November, the HSA formally raised the matter. In particular, the HSA sought to explore the possibility of taking action under the EU Detergents Regulation or the EU Dangerous Preparations Directive as a means of addressing the current issues. The EU Commission's considered view was that if EU measures were considered necessary, the provisions of the General Product Safety Directive could be used for immediate action and for long-term measures, what is known as a restriction, and I quote, proposal under the EU REACH regulation could be examined. The Commission have indicated, however, that while further discussion would be required for Member States to determine the most appropriate measure, they preferred to await the outcome of the voluntary action being undertaken by industry. I'm nearly there here, look. ESA, the EU industry representative organisation for the sector, explained that the capsules have been developed to meet the sustainability challenges and to meet consumers' requests for easy-to-use detergent. And you might say that that could be deemed to be a typical industry response. They also outlined the actions already put in place or ongoing by practically all individual companies concerned, and presented proposals to further reduce actions, including specific labelling and warning icons on the packaging and awareness-raising campaigns. I have a few more points to make, but I acknowledge the amount of time I have left, so I'll come back in the second point. Thanks.
Deputy has 2 minutes for a second.
Thank you, Ciara, and thank you, Minister. I am glad to hear that the HSA have taken this seriously, because it accounts for such a high number of household poisonings, and particularly for young children. I suppose, you know, the answer that I've received so far, I break it down into 2 points. I think the measures that the HSA and the Irish Poisons Unit, in partnership with industry, are trying to take are commendable, and we will wait and see what they will look like in June. However, we have seen other undertakings, industry-led undertakings like this in other countries, where childproofing just wasn't implemented, and it is the status quo. So I'm glad to see that there is the backing of an EU law or that we will be somehow maybe have the backup from Europe if it doesn't go far enough. But I think we must look at this seriously in June to see it. I think the very fact that we're speaking about it here again in the House allows us an opportunity to flag it with the parents, because the fact that it is only labelled as an irritant and it is something as innocuous as a detergent that we wash our clothes with, people just don't have the same sense of urgency to keep it out maybe of control of young children as they do maybe with other household products such as bleach, which automatically sends alarm bells through through parents. So I think, you know, we need to keep an eye on how this goes. I am glad to hear that the HSA and industry are going to embark on a public awareness campaign in June, but I am concerned that it will not go far enough, because we have seen in America where the same solution was sought there and nothing has really changed. And I think, considering the kind of risks that it poses, the kind of corneal damage it can do to a child's eye, it warrants and merits our attention and our action.
Thank you, Deputy. The Minister has 2 minutes.
Thank you, Cahir. Look, I mean, again, I completely acknowledge the points made by the Deputy. I think it's fair to say, and I'm speaking objectively, that the HSA are quite fastidious in terms of how they approach matters such as this, and I think the government is happy to allow the HSE to continue to work with the National Poisons Information Centre to, you know, to monitor and review progress on the industry product stewardship plan, and let's see, you know, how that goes, and if further measures then are necessary, there is the backup of, you know, the potential for REACH-type legislation at EU level in relation to this matter. So again, I thank the Deputy for raising this matter.
Thank you, Minister.